Hey guys, welcome back. Today's the day. We're finally going to unbox our Raytech TV-10 vibratory tumbler. We're going to go ahead and get it unboxed, set it all up, assemble it, and then we're going to put some brand new ceramic media in it just so we can break the sharp edges on it and get it ready to polish rocks. Before we get started though, if you haven't yet, head over to the channel, click that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, that way you get alerted to all the new videos dropping. It will really do us a huge favor. It will help out with how YouTube presents our videos to other people and who it puts it in front of. And also, if you haven't, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, give us a like, follow the videos, and if you got any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section. We'd really appreciate it. So let's get to it. We'll unbox it and get everything put together. So we'll go ahead, get everything pulled out of the box. Got the lid, the bowl, some hardware. Also came with some silicone carbide 100-120. Some 700F. A bunch of different grits to use for it. We probably won't use much of this. We like our grit from Kinsley North. Also comes with a instructions manual and a book. So we'll go ahead and pull the base out. There's not a whole lot of assembly to this, but we'll go ahead and get everything unloaded and unboxed and get ready to set it up. So there's not a lot to this. We'll go ahead and we'll move these grits out of the way since we won't be using them. We'll take the lid off, and it comes with 2 washers, 2 nuts, and a wing nut, and a rubber washer. So let's open up our package. We'll get all our hardware dumped out. So the first thing you want to do is thread a nut onto the long post. We'll get a washer put on there, and that threads right into the base. We'll just thread that down until it stops. Then you're going to want to tighten this nut up all the way. Once that nut's tightened up, the bowl sits right on centered. Right on like that. You take your rubber washer down, regular washer, and then you put on your other nut. And we'll go ahead and tighten that up. Then when you're all done, the lid will go on and the lock nut goes on. So I'll go ahead and get tools, get all this stuff tightened up, and we'll be right back to it. Now that we got the right wrench, takes in a 1/2-inch wrench. We'll go ahead and snug that up nice and tight. Then we can put our bowl back on. Rubber washer, important to have that. Rubber side down, it's metal up top, rubber down low. The rubber is going to seal up around that hole and hopefully keep any of the slurry from leaking out. So we'll go ahead and get this one run all the way down and tightened up. You don't want to over tighten it, but you still want it fairly tight. I think that should do it. And then our lid should fit right on there. And then a lot of the times we'll cut that stud down just so we don't have to take the wing nut so far on and off. But for now, we won't. And then we're just going to undo the electrical wire and plug it in, give it a quick test before we put the ceramic media in it. And everything looks good. So now we can go ahead and get ready to put in our ceramic media. We're going to run the ceramic media in there with some 220 silicone carbide just to break down the edges. We'll probably run it for a couple days that way. And get it all ready to start polishing rocks. So we have two different sizes of ceramic media. We got the smalls and the large ones from Kinsley North. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of each in there. Break in a few different sizes. I like to use multiple sizes, that way it fills in the rocks. I'll put in about half a bag of the large. And you can see where you can't see where the center line is in the inside, but you don't want to fill it up any higher than the center line. So we'll go ahead and add some of the small. So we got about half of each bag in there. And that's about the right level. We're about at the halfway mark. So we'll go ahead and turn it on, mix them up a little bit, and then we'll add just a little bit of water. Okay, now that we got that mixed up, I'm going to grab some water. You don't use a lot of water, you just want to wet it a little bit, but we'll put a little bit in and we'll start adding some silicone carbide 220 grit and get her going. So what I like to use for water, you can use a spray bottle or you can just use a cheap water bottle with a little hole in the top. That way you can just squirt a little bit in. A little bit goes a long ways. So you want to put just a tad bit of water in. Get it working around. We'll go ahead and we'll add just a couple tablespoons of grit, and then you're just going to add water till it's moving smoothly and everything's coated and the slurry and everything looks good. So let me find my measuring stick and we'll get started. I forgot to turn the camera on, but we went ahead and added our 2 tablespoons of grit. Now we're going to go ahead and turn it on. We're going to slowly wash it, slowly adding water until we get everything coated good and looking how we want, and then we'll put the lid on. As you can see, it's moving from the outside, rolling to the inside. It's got nice motion. All the ceramic media has a nice coating of grit on it. So we'll go ahead and let this run for a couple days, break that media in. Then we'll probably run the rest of it. That way all of our ceramics ready to go to polish rocks whenever we need it. So that was it. Pretty simple setup. Need a 1/2 inch, bottle of water, a little bit of grit just to get it going. And you can start polishing rocks right away. I needed to break in some media. That's why I have the ceramic media in there. But not much to it. Pretty simple to do. The main thing you want to keep an eye on is when you do start it up and you're running it, you don't want to just start it up, walk away, come back a day or 2 days later. You won't have a good turnout. You want to keep an eye on it every couple hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And you might have to add a little bit of water. As long as it's moving through good, you're fine. But if it starts slowing up, you're gonna wanna sprinkle just a little bit of water in at a time until it gets moving back how it should. It dries out and you gotta keep an eye on it. But it finishes out and polishes the rocks quicker and faster, and in my opinion, a little bit better than what a rotary tumbler would. We really hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't, again, head over to the channel, subscribe. It helps us out a ton. I can't say that enough. It really does. But we appreciate everybody that has subscribed so far, and we'll keep kicking out these videos. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time. Bye.